If you know your strengths and weaknesses, and you set your goals based on what you know about yourself, you're going to come out so far ahead. Don't put things together in a way that you're constantly made to feel like you have to compete with someone else. I learned early in life, as I was an only child, that competing with myself gave me a lot more information. I mean, if I wanted to compete with somebody with black hair, that doesn't make sense. If I want to compete with somebody who's a foot taller than I am, that doesn't make sense. What about if I want to compete with a male who weighs 400 pounds? It doesn't make sense. So, know your strengths and weaknesses. Understand what they are. Put together goals that are going to work for you. And don't hesitate to be proud of yourself when you make those goals, when you reach them, when you get to a point where what you plan to do is exactly or close enough to what you had in mind, but changed because of many things. Many things can change. You make a goal to make yourself a blue dress with white trim by March 3rd. And what ends up happening, and you go to the store and you found a perfect blue and white fabric, and you decide to make the dress, and it's done by March 3rd. But it's different than what your goal was. That's okay, because you had something different come into the situation. Too often from school, and it's really the fault of having been a student, as most of us are in our early years, from, age 4 or 5, some places 3, 4, 5 years old, to 16, 18, whenever we finally get out of school. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of time. When somebody else is saying, you must have these 15 problems done in 15 minutes. And you're sitting there going, because math isn't your thing. But somebody whose math is his thing said, what do I do with the other 10 minutes? Just sit quietly. Oh, okay. And that really crushes you because you just went, ugh. Yeah, don't do that. Set the goals for yourself that fit into your parameters of what you want to do with your life. And then don't hesitate to praise yourself. You set a goal to lose 15 pounds, and you make it reasonable. You go online, you look up a couple of different ways and what they say you have to do to lose 15 pounds. I mean, 3,500 calories for a pound times 15 is a lot. Don't kid yourself. That's a lot. So you've got to be reasonable about it. You say to yourself, well, most people only lose 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week. So if I were to lose 2 pounds a week, that would be 8 pounds in a month. Boy, that's a lot. Why don't I give myself 3 months to lose 15 pounds? That makes sense. That makes sense. Then if you're down 14 or 13 and a half, you've still done a terrific job, depending on whether you are 200 pounds overweight or 15 pounds overweight. Because if you're 200 pounds overweight, you could lose it quicker, a lot quicker. Because your body, when you go on a good diet, boy, it throws it off. But that's not so if you're down to only needing to lose 15 pounds. Makes a big difference. So think about the things that you, and if you have a, if you have a goal to take an art class, learn how to play the guitar, take up the recorder, learn how to play soccer. All of those things have different time elements on them. Maybe you don't want to use time. Maybe you want to say, I'd like to learn to play the guitar, and I'm going to set a goal for myself to go to 4 lessons. And at the end of 4 lessons, I'm going to make up my mind whether I think I want to still learn it or whether I'd rather learn the recorder or the drums or the clarinet or the trumpet, or maybe not even a musical instrument. Maybe it's soccer. But give yourself something that you can work with that really makes sense within your strengths and weaknesses. Let's say you have a phenomenal strength in speaking. Is that going to help you to learn how to play the guitar? No. But if that's going to help you to give 4 speeches over the next 4 months, well, that makes sense. You already know how to speak. It's just a matter of lining it up and making it happen. Okay? So if your weakness is speaking, you don't want to set yourself up for speaking. Not that much. You might say, I'm going to go to 4 Toastmasters classes and see what they're doing and how they're teaching people to speak. And then I'll make the decision whether I'm going to give these particular opportunities to learning to speak. Okay? So that's the kind of thing that really makes sense. Let's say you want to mow the grass. You look out and you go, well, I don't know how much is here, and you kind of fret and stew over it. And you say, well, I could do that in an hour. Why don't you say to yourself, let's see if I can do it in an hour and a half or 2 hours. Why? Because maybe you've not cut the grass in a long time. Maybe you don't realize how long it is. Maybe you don't realize how uneven the yard is. Maybe you're not realizing how old the mower is or how dull the blades are. Maybe you have to stop and cut the blades first, make them fresh. Try to make your goals reasonable and not to over or underestimate your abilities. Now, if you're really in the dumps, know one thing is something that's a strength that you have. Maybe you have a strength at playing badminton. And tell yourself that you're going to go down to the court tonight and play 2 rounds of badminton, okay? And you go down there and you knock them dead. I mean, you just outdo everybody because you already knew you were good at it. Helped your depression, didn't it? But don't say, I'm going to go play badminton if you never played it before, and then do a lousy job and make yourself feel worse. No. Be very realistic. Know where you are, know where you want to go, how you want to go, how long. Compare it to yourself, to the hours or the times or whatever that you've set. And then you can be proud of yourself when you do it. But don't sabotage yourself. Don't say, well, I can do this or this or this or that, because you're trying to prove something to yourself. You don't have to prove anything to yourself except that you can do it. And do it. And every time you do it, you're going to get more confidence to try it again. That's what's really important. That's the part that's going to make the difference from you feeling like you really did something and feeling like you failed. And none of us want to feel like we failed. Not that you're trying to fool yourself and making it ridiculous and you're an expert badminton player and you say, I'm going to play 1 game, and if I don't win, I'm out of there. No, don't do that. Don't sabotage yourself. Make it reasonable. Okay? If you got any questions for me, you can ask down below, or you can come to my SKOOL school. It's called Summerland Trauma Caregiver School. And the caregiver is first you, and then the other people you're taking care of. I will hope to have it at the end of this video, but one never knows with electronics. Thank you for being here.